So let's get into it. I want to talk about what is going on in the market. Let's talk about money. First of all, let's talk about this face. It's a quick little 5-minute face with a little Fenty foundation, my normal $1 beauty supply makeup lip matte, right? I do have some other red that I like from MAC. And what other stuff do I like? I like some stuff that I got from Sephora, some red lip that I got from Sephora. But sometimes I just go to my normal back to basics $1 beauty supply lip. So that's what I have on today. And I also have Rare Beauty liquid blush on here and here. Quick little 5-minute face. So anyways, I wanted to talk about the Great Depression, the history of the Great Depression, right? I wanted to talk about the 4 to 5 factors that contributed to the Great Depression, right? So I have been studying for a while, and I want you guys to watch to the end because I'm gonna help you kind of correlate and figure out what's going on now and how it correlated with history and how history really doesn't repeat itself. People repeat the same type of behaviors, right? So if we're able to read history and know what they did in the past, we can kind of prepare, right? Because people really don't change, right? So anyways, the first factor that led to the Great Depression was a global pandemic, the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu lasted for 2 years. It killed millions of people. That was the first factor that really played into rolling out the Great Depression, right? The second factor that played into the Great Depression was that there was high unemployment. People were starting to get laid off. There was not enough jobs. Everything was just like starting to just not do well. So when companies are not doing well, the way that they conserve and they save money is by laying people off, because companies are thinking about staying in business rather than losing their business by keeping people employed. So they laid people off, people lost their jobs. So it was a high unemployment rate. And I am talking about the 1920s. This is the late 1920s when the Great Depression hit, right? The third factor that played into the Great Depression was the stock market crashed. Well, you guys know the stock market is like all about emotion. It's not, it's all about the reaction to the market and things like that. So in the late 1920s, the things that led to, actually it was October 29th, the stock market crashed, and it was called Black Monday, and it was just devastating to the market. The fourth thing that led to the Great Depression was war. Okay, all right, I was about to say something, but I'm not gonna say it. And let me just tell you the fifth thing, and it's not really talked about as much, but global trading slowed down. So I just wanted you guys to understand, I read this book about the psychology of money, and it really talked about how history does not repeat itself. It's people's normal reaction to the same type of situations. And so when you look at like 2008, when the market crashed, what were the opportunities that were there? What happened? What were people doing, right? What was the market doing? Were people losing their jobs? When you look at something like the Great Depression, what were the things that were happening during that time? And what were people's natural human response to the market? Once you start to understand like that we can't ignore history, it can help you better prepare for the future. Should we focus heavily on history? No, but we have to get some insight about the past so we know how we will react to the market. Now, we're now in 2022, which is like 100+ years since the Great Depression, and we are now having the same type of factors, right? And they're saying right now that we're in a recession. I would call it maybe a great recession. But if I'm really thinking the way that I know about money and the way that other investors know about money, we're going to call this the great opportunity. This is the time to be able to get your money together, get your capital together, and invest. And I know that may sound weird, and it may sound like, wait a minute, you just told me that our market is very similar to the Great Depression and people lost their jobs. The other thing that I want to tell you that people did is there were tons of millionaires being made during the Great Depression. And why can't it be you? Why can't you be the next millionaire in this recession? So I want you guys to out of all things, make sure your credit is together. Make sure you get pretty on paper. Make sure if you have a job, maybe that you secure it in some sort of way, or you start to leverage your skills out into the market. You know, say for example, if you are a teacher and you're afraid of being laid off, maybe you can start a daycare. Maybe you can start something where you're teaching a curriculum or you're building a curriculum. My point is, what you want to do is focus on what you have right now and how you can leverage it. The leverage is important, but the very first way to leverage, you guys, is by getting your credit together, making sure that you look good on paper. The other thing is to conserve. When I say conserve, pay down some of your debt so that you're able to leverage and get access to more capital. Okay? So anyways, that is my video. I wanted to talk to you about the Great Depression and the 4 to 5 factors that contributed to the Great Depression and what does that mean right now for our economy. If you guys like this video, subscribe, like, and share, and meet me on the next video where I'm going to talk about the millionaires that were made in certain industries during the Great Depression and how you can be the next millionaire. Peace.